That's the part of the sport I love, is like the get back on the horse and go. Like, I want to see how my team responds after a bad weekend tournament. I want to see how my kids come back to practice after we lose or after we fumble, or like, those are the moments that I love. Like, that's where I feel like the most growth comes. You come and beat everybody by 100. We show up to practice the next week. I'm like, just keep doing what we're doing, I guess. Like, how do I get you to be convinced that we need to continue to elevate when all you find is success?
I asked a four-time Olympian, Carrie Walsh-Jennings, one of the greatest volleyball players to ever play the game, how she thought about when mistakes would happen in a game for her. And she says, no different than when mistakes happen in practice. So the point there, and then I'll give you the takeaway that I think is brilliant that she said, but the point there is the way you practice ought to be the same way that you play, which I think Absolutely. You would nod your head to.
Totally.
And I'm gonna reduce this down to something very simple in a moment. But the takeaway was that she was looking at the mistake as a radical gift. It's an immediate gift of information about what she needs to get better at. Oh, I need to be able to open my first foot to be able to pass better. I need to be able to track the ball better. So what coaches can do is coach the thing immediately, the skill if they can, and support the child at the same time. So at practice or on game day, I think there's like a 3-second window where you can make or break confidence. If the kid makes a mistake and it's not framed as like, oh my God, this is great, there's really good information here, I'm gonna keep your left arm open, or whatever the technical skill might be. If it's seen as like, oh man, you just let everybody down, and eyes roll, clipboard gets thrown down, in those 3 seconds when they look to the sidelines, which is a problem, you want them to look inward or look to their teammates before they look to the adult, before they look to the authority figure to see if they're okay. It's about a 3-second window where you make or break their confidence. And so as it all the way reduces down to these moments, if we can frame it in a way that's an opportunity to get better because the information is rich, that kid is going to forever look for the nuggets to help him or her get better.
That's such a good point. That's super helpful, because I'm a big in the moment corrector. I know a lot of people say like, we'll talk about it later. Like, what I've seen with young kids, if I wait for an hour for practice to be over and then I pull you aside and say, hey, remember on that whatever play, you stepped with your right foot. We got to step with our inside foot because we got to get. They don't even know they can't even remember what play we ran. So like, there is I do believe like in the moment, the correct way, but like in the moment, real time, especially in practice, when we can kind of stop, okay, reset, run it again. Here's why. Now in the game, we can't. In the game, we got to go on to the next play. The clock's running, it's a different element. But I'm with you about practice. Like, our practices should be harder than the games. They should be more intense than the games. It should feel more pressure packed than the games. So when they get to the games, it's like, let's go.